Okay, let's continue. So under safety and survival, I'm choosing first aid kits. I don't know if this is going to work out yet, but we need to go through the process to find out. Okay, now along the top here, I've got the best sellers in first aid kits. I've got new releases, hot new releases. I've also got top rated here and most wished for, as well as most gifted. So I'm going to be interested in the best sellers, the top rated and the hot new releases, because although these items here, they don't have many reviews or anything, but that's because they are new, and the fact that they are hot new releases, a hot new release, that means that these products are getting sales and they are moving up the rankings, and that is how they manage to land in the hot new releases section. Okay, now at this stage I'm going to bring up this notepad. This is the initial set of criteria that we will be following when we are choosing something. So first of all, we want it to be non-perishable. Now the reason for that is we don't want to be worrying about use by dates or sell by dates. Reasonably lightweight, this is for the shipping, and small and not bulky. Again, this is for the shipping primarily, and this is more important than the actual weight of the product. So small, not bulky is more important than the weight. And the reason for that is when we are getting stuff sent from suppliers overseas, the shipping cost goes by the DIM, the DIM, which is the dimensional weight. The more bulky your items are, the bigger the DIM or dimensional weight, so the higher your shipping cost. So we want things to be small, not made of or containing glass, because there are implications with importing glass. And we spoke of this one, not edible or topical, doesn't go on or in the body. Now the price range we're looking for is around about between $15.99 and $40 as the retail price here on Amazon. This price here, $15.99, you should not be looking for anything lower than that. The upper price limit of $40 is flexible, but the lower one is not. And the reason for that is if you are selling an item on Amazon for less than $15.99, as a new seller, we're going to be buying very small quantities of stock. So we're not going to get the lowest prices possible for our stock. So selling below $15.99, it's difficult to make a reasonable profit. Okay? And the upper price limit of 40 is simply because when we go on to source, so when we go on to find a supplier for the products we want to sell or the product we want to sell, we want to keep our item cost as low as possible. So we're not looking for expensive products to sell, but we're not looking for the very cheap things either. Okay. So first of all, I'm just scanning through. I'm looking for something that I know is going to be small and I know it's not going to be very heavy, and it's going to be between my price range of $60 and $40. I can see this one here. I can see this one here. I'm not sure how big this is or how big this is yet. Here's another one here. Here's another one here and another one here. Another one here. There are actually a lot of these first aid kits that are in the right price range. So I know that I can easily sell a first aid kit. In this price range, I know that there's no problem with that. But I want to find out whether or not the first aid kits that are selling in my price range, so above $15.99, are these kits getting enough sales? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on one of these bestsellers that is in my price range. I'm just going to go ahead and click this one. I want to check out the size and weight. So we do that by scrolling down to look at the product details. And here we are. 9 by 3 by 6 inches and 1.6 pounds. This is actually too heavy. We want to try and keep our weight under 10 ounces. The product dimensions 9 by 3 by 6. Not bad, but I would prefer smaller. However, I can see that the Amazon Bestsellers rank, or BSR, is 722 in sports and outdoors. The lower this number, the more units of this particular item, this particular product, are being sold every day. 722 is a very good Amazon Bestsellers rank. Now we call this BSR, so from now on I will be referring to this as BSR. So this BSR 722 is very good. Anything below 3000 is usually good. And in the sports and outdoors category, which is a very, very high volume category, a BSR 722 is getting a lot of sales every day. So when we are looking at a BSR, what we are looking for is something between 100 and around about 3000. Now, that's a bit flexible on the top side, but not on the bottom side. We don't want to go below 100 because when we do that, we're going into the top 100 bestsellers in the category. So in the entire top level category, which the top level category is the one at the top here. In this case, it's sports and outdoors. And the reason we don't want to sell a product that's ranking in the top 100 is because we're coming up against too much fierce competition. So we want to avoid any products that are ranking between 1 and 100 in this top level category. Not in these lower level categories here, only in the one at the top, which is the top level category. Now that doesn't mean that you can never sell a product that's ranking in the top 100, but as a new seller it wouldn't be a good idea because the competition is fierce. Alright, so what I really know from this information here is that first aid kits do sell well. And there is a possibility to sell a first aid kit and to sell a lot of first aid kits on a daily basis based on the fact that there are already first aid kits that are selling a lot every day. So if they can do it, I can do it. That's the way to look at it. So we would need to be able to find a first aid kit that is smaller and lighter than this, but still has enough value, still good enough quality and has enough value for us to be able to sell it above $15.99. Okay, we need to break here and then we continue in the next lecture.